But listen, Miss Pugh, don't speak over me. Miss Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on. Listen, Miss Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me.
Where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
You can go back with the bailiff. Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
All right, everyone. Today we've got a strict judge facing off against a determined sovereign citizen in a courtroom showdown that quickly goes off the rails. She walks in holding a small piece of paper filled with the familiar sovereign citizen talking points, seemingly convinced those arguments will solve everything. Instead, the hearing immediately becomes tense as the judge calmly takes control of the courtroom. This one is definitely worth watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and let's jump right into it.
Good morning. Are you Janetta Pugh?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the what?
I am the beneficiary of that estate.
You're the beneficiary of what estate? Answer my questions, please, ma'am. I'm just trying to understand.
Beneficiary of the estate.
Okay.
For the record, I recognize Ms. Pugh. She's been here before.
I do as well, for the record.
And I looked into Mr. Christopher Wiley. I can't find that person as a practicing lawyer in the state bar page, and I have not been contacted by anybody on Ms. Pugh's behalf.
All right. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Lewis has been appointed to represent you at this point. Obviously, you know as well as anyone that you're in custody and we want to get your case taken care of. If you've hired or your family has hired another lawyer, then they have to contact the court so that we can do something with your case. And do you know if they've hired someone?
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree with your appointed foreign agents, considering that the first duty is to the state and will be considered conflict of interest.
Okay, so if you don't want, the only thing I can do, I'm appointing an attorney to you to help you, right? So if you don't want a court-appointed attorney, then your only option, two things. One is to represent yourself or to hire a lawyer. So if you don't like the way it works, then you do something different. So are you, listen to what I'm saying. Are you either going to represent yourself? Or are you going to let Mr. Lewis represent you? Or are you going to hire someone?
Objection, Your Honor. Respectfully, is this a court of record?
It is a court of record. So your objection's overruled.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, where is the verified claim that is being placed against my trust?
It's right here. It's called an indictment. And Mr. Lewis has a copy of it and he can show it to you. So that would be the verified claim against you.
Okay. Your Honor, respectfully, Your Honor, there were writs that was filed to the case that still haven't been received.
I've received your petition for writ of habeas corpus and it's denied.
Okay. Respectfully, Your Honor, I demand to be released due to lack of evidence of stated claim and not being given the proper opportunity to obtain proper counsel to effective defense.
It's overruled.
Okay.
You're running out, aren't you?
No, it's fine.
Things only get more awkward from here. The judge makes it clear that the courtroom isn't the place for rehearsed legal slogans or made-up theories. While the defendant continues repeating the same arguments, the judge remains remarkably patient and gives her every opportunity to explain herself properly. It's always surprising how confident some sovereign citizens are in these arguments, despite courts consistently rejecting them. Simply refusing to recognize the court or saying you don't consent doesn't erase charges or eliminate the court's authority. Watching someone rely so heavily on misinformation is honestly frustrating, especially when they seem convinced it's going to work. To her credit, she remains respectful throughout the hearing, but it's obvious she's relying on ideas that have no legal foundation. Let me know what you think. Do you believe she truly believed these arguments would succeed, or was she simply following advice she found online? Let's continue, because this hearing isn't over yet.
So here's the thing, Ms. Pugh. I appreciate your position, but listen,
Respectfully, Your Honor,
Ms. Pugh, don't speak over me.
Respectfully, Your Honor, with my incarceration being
Ms.
involved-
Pugh, just because you say respectfully does not mean that you get to interrupt me. That's disrespectful, right? Hang on, listen to me. Everything you have there is overruled. And here's one of the reasons why, is because you have a lawyer. And your lawyer will file the appropriate motion. You're interrupting me again, which is disrespectful. So I'm going to leave Mr. Lewis as your attorney unless you choose to represent yourself or hire someone else. I'm going to give you 2 weeks to determine what you're going to do. You can go back. You can go back with the bailiff.
I do not agree or comply to your appointed
Go back.
agents.
You already said that, and that's overruled.
Duty is to the state.
Go back with the bailiff. Get your own attorney or represent yourself if you don't like it.
That first hearing was difficult to watch, but the story doesn't end there. She actually returns to court at a later date, and things become even more interesting. The judge deserves plenty of credit for remaining patient throughout the entire process. Even while listening to repeated arguments that have already been rejected countless times, she continues explaining the law and giving the defendant opportunities to move the case forward. So far, I think the judge has handled the situation professionally while maintaining control of the courtroom. But let's move on to the next hearing and see whether anything changes, or if the same arguments continue.
Perfect. So, Ms. Pugh, Mr. Jeffries has been appointed to represent you. He's just been given, he's trying to get caught up real quickly on all the information and the discovery in your case. I'm going to reset your case so that he can get all of that. Once he gets it, he'll be out there to go over it with you, and we'll see if we can get an announcement at the next court date.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I do not agree to comply with any of the appointed court agents, considering that their first duty is to the state.
I understand. We've had this conversation before.
And for your record, I'll be representing myself.
So if you want to represent yourself, there's some things. Ms. Pugh, stop talking over me. If you want to stop talking over me. If you want to represent yourself, then there is a process that we have to go through, and we'll do that today if that's what you want to do. We'll get your case set for trial and we'll go forward that way. It is highly inadvisable for you to represent yourself. Lawyers have many, many years of training. They understand the law. They understand how a trial works, because here's what happens. When you're in a trial and you represent yourself, you're expected to know and follow all of the rules of evidence, all the rules of procedure. And so you're really at a disadvantage if you don't know those things. And so you have to do everything just like the assistant district attorney would. And if you don't, you're going to be in front of a jury and it's going to show, and it's just not going to be, it usually does not work out in your benefit. But I have to go through with you some questions first before we do that. And then if you still want to do that, then there's a couple of things couple of options, and we'll go over those as well. Okay. So I am supposed to ask you, I'm going to go through these questions. I need you to answer them if you want to represent yourself, because this is required. All right. So have you ever studied the law? Okay. Have you ever represented yourself before in any kind of criminal matter? Okay. Do you understand the charges against you?
I'm never been accused of.
Okay. And so do you know, and we've gone over before, I think, what the range of punishment is if you're found guilty on a jury? Do you know what that is? Let's see. Hold on a second. Let me pull you up here. We'll go over that again as well. The date of that allegations from June 22nd of 2021. And what that means is if you're found guilty, that the range of punishment that the jury could give you is between 2 years as a minimum punishment up to 10 years in prison, anywhere in between. Do you understand? And you answer out loud just for the record.
Do I understand? No, I don't understand.
What do you not understand about that?
I honestly saw that response coming before she even said it. After covering so many sovereign citizen cases, you almost know exactly what's about to happen next. These courtroom encounters can be frustrating because they often consume valuable time and resources, while the same misconceptions are repeated over and over again. Instead of focusing on legitimate legal arguments, the discussion gets stuck on theories that courts have consistently rejected. This time, she doesn't even bring the written notes she relied on during the earlier hearing, but the arguments remain largely the same. If she chooses to continue representing herself while refusing to address the actual legal issues, she's putting herself in an extremely difficult position. Let's see what decision she makes as the hearing continues.
I don't understand, Your Honor.
So here's the thing. If you want to represent yourself by law, you have to be able to understand these things. Otherwise, I've got to appoint an attorney for you. So you can't just say, I want to represent myself because I don't like the attorney or I don't like the process. This is the process that you're in. You live in Texas, you live in the United States. This is the law that applies to your case. So what do you not understand about the range of punishment if you're found guilty? And I'd be glad to explain it.
I don't understand because I haven't did anything wrong.
That's what a jury's for, right? And so if you say you're not guilty, then you go in front of a jury and they determine after they listen to the evidence if you're guilty or not. That doesn't have anything to do with if they find you guilty, you understanding that they could send you to prison for between 2 years and up to 10 years. Do you understand that part? What are you, yes or no? No, you don't understand that. So, Ms. Pugh, it's my understanding, I'm not going to allow you to represent yourself because you don't understand the law and the process. So we're on question number 4 out of 15 that I'm supposed to ask you. So Mr. Jeffries is going to stay on your case.
I don't know when Mr. Jeffries on my
I don't care what you want at this point. You can't do it. All right, you can go back with the bailiff. I'm done. Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Go back with the bailiff.
It's not on my case.
Welcome to the criminal appointment list.
Yeah, fun, Judge.
This was not meant to be any kind of punishment, I promise. So Mr. Jeffries, just, get ready like you would. Probably it's going to go straight onto a jury.
I would
And
assume.
we'll just get it figured out that way.
Overall, I think the judge handled this case exceptionally well. She stayed calm, remained professional, and gave the defendant multiple chances to explain herself before finally bringing the hearing to an end. It's unfortunate watching situations like this unfold because you can see someone becoming more committed to arguments that simply aren't helping their case. The judge repeatedly tried to move the hearing in a productive direction, but there was only so much she could do. Some of the exchanges were difficult to watch, while others were almost unbelievable because of how determined the defendant remained despite everything happening in front of her. I'd love to hear your opinion. Did the judge handle this hearing the right way, or would you have approached it differently? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom content. I upload new videos regularly, and I truly appreciate everyone who watches. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.